Have you ever felt like the world is full of contradictions? Like we're more connected than ever, yet increasingly isolated? Or that we demand transparency while sharing curated lives? This story, my story, dives deep into the perplexing psychology behind these modern paradoxes, revealing why they feel so familiar and how they're quietly shaping your reality. Pull up a chair, dim the lights, and let's unravel the threads together. I'll take you through it in about 10 minutes, like a late-night confession over coffee that never quite hits the bottom of the cup. It starts with that itch, doesn't it? That subtle ache in your chest when you log off after hours of connecting. Why do we crave connection online yet feel more isolated than ever? I remember the night it hit me hardest. It was 2 years ago, October 2023. The leaves outside my window, turning that bruised shade of autumn red. ID just wrapped a video call with my sister in Seattle, pixels of her face beaming through the screen, her voice crackling with static joy about her new puppy. "See you soon," she said. And we both knew it was a lie wrapped in hope. We hung up, and the silence rushed in like fog off the bay. I opened Instagram, scrolled through stories of friends at parties I wasn't invited to, couples I envied from afar. Thumbs up, hearts, comments typed in haste. "Looks amazing. Miss you. What's the vibe?" But inside, it was crickets. Chirping, mocking crickets. That's the hook of it, all the allure of contradiction. It's not just a glitch in the matrix. It's the human heart tangled in fiber optic cables. We flock to these digital campfires, drawn by the promise of belonging, only to huddle closer to our own shadows. Picture this. Billions of us. Fingers flying across screens, building empires of likes and shares. Yet surveys from that era Pew Research dropping bombshells in 22 showed loneliness spiking like a bad stock chart. Over 60% of young adults reported feeling isolated, even as their follower counts climbed. Why? Because connection without depth is just noise. It's a chorus of echoes in an empty hull. Let me pull you deeper into the rabbit hole. Have you ever wondered why we rage against fake news but devour conspiracy threads at 2 a.m.? Or why fitness trackers buzzed with step counts while our stress levels redline from endless notifications? These aren't accidents. They're modern paradoxes, born from the Frankenstein's lab of our tech-saturated lives. A modern paradox, if I had to pin it down in my notebook here, is that delicious dissonance where progress bites us in the back. It asks the smartphone in your pocket a portal to infinite knowledge, drowning you in info overload until your brain begs for a blackout. It's societal shifts like remote work, which freed us from cubicle chains but chained us to Zoom fatigue, turning colleagues into floating heads. Or think of the gig economy. Empowerment on demand, yet we're all hustling solo, piecing together a living from app crumbs, wondering if the algorithm knows us better than our own mothers. I first tasted this paradox on a rainy Tuesday in 24. I'd landed a freelance gig writing for a wellness app, ironic, right? My job, craft motivational blurbs about unplugging for mental health. Meanwhile, my own feed was a war zone of doom scrolling. Climate alerts clashing with cute cat videos. Politicians preaching unity while their timelines erupted in tribal fire. That night, as thunder rattled my windows, I jotted it down. Modern paradoxes aren't relics from philosophers' dusty tomes. They're the static in our stories, sparked by silicon and speed. Technology amplifies our oldest urges to know, to belong, to matter, but at warp speed, twisting them into knots we can't untie. But here's the real magic, the psychological tug that keeps us hooked. Our minds, they're wired for the weird, the illogical twist that makes the ordinary electric. Evolutionary psychologists like those at Yale spilling secrets in journals from the early 2020s, Zayats, a survival hack gone haywire. Back when saber-tooths prowled, spotting contradictions meant dodging danger. That shadow moves funny. Fast forward to now, and our brains light up the same way for a tweet that says, "I'm fine," under a photo of someone sobbing in a coffee shop bathroom stall. It's the unexpected that grabs us. The mismatch between what we see and what we feel. Dopamine hits like candy from a pinata. Crave more. Click harder. Take my own unraveling. Last spring, I dated someone, let's call him Alex, a coder with a laugh like summer static. We'd text marathons, poetry snippets, shared playlists, dreams, dissected under digital moonlight. This is real, I tell myself, ignoring the paradox pulsing beneath. We were a hyper-connected location shares. Voice notes at dawn yet, when we met. IRL the silences stretched like bad reception. One night, over virtual wine. Yeah, that happened, he confessed. I feel closer to my Discord guild than to anyone flesh and blood. Me too. Alex. Me too. Me too. It resonated because it was illogical gold. Our lizard brains love the rub the way isolation feels intimate when it's shared online. The thrill of transparency that's anything but. We're drawn to these tugs, like moths, to a paradox flame, because they mirror our messiest truths. We're all curating chaos, demanding raw honesty, while airbrushing our scars. These contradictions aren't just personal punchlines. They're reshaping the script of our lives. Remember the great resignation wave in 21? Folks quit en masse for authenticity, only to pivot to solopreneurships on LinkedIn seas, more exposed than ever. Or eco-anxiety. We tweet fury at polluters while Amazon boxers pile up from impulse buys we needed for comfort. It's subtle sorcery technology promising liberation, delivering a gilded cage, and the psyche behind it. That fascination with the illogical keeps us scrolling, because resolution would mean logging off. But in the unexpected, we find fragments of ourselves. The introvert who thrives in comment threads, the oversharer hiding behind memes. So, as the clock ticks toward the 10-minute mark, check yours. We're almost there. What if we leaned into the allure instead of fighting it? Next time that isolation itch flares, pause. Ask, what's the paradox whispering? For me, it has led to this. Ditching the feed for walks, where contradictions breathe real air wind. That tousles unfiltered hair. Conversations that lag but land deep. The world's still a tangle of yes and no. But recognizing the tug, that's the first untie. Thanks for staying with me through the scroll shadows. If this stirred something, a question, a contradiction of your own, drop it below. Until next paradox, keep questioning the quiet shapes in your reality.